Chris, I want to touch on one other topic, and that is Zohran Mamdani. This week, he talked about the need to raise money to institute some of his policies in New York City. I think we have a SOT, if I may.
Gosh, man,
Enough with the SOT.
It's gone to your head.
Let's try another SOT. This one from Mamdani, please.
There are two paths to bridge this gap. The first is the most sustainable and the fairest path. This is the path of ending the drain on our city and raising taxes on the richest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations. And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
He's talking about raising property taxes. I think it's 9.5% on hundreds of thousands of ordinary working class New Yorkers. A lot of people are saying he's basically, it's like a hostage.
It is a hostage situation.
What was that old National Lampoon cover?
Buy this magazine or
I'll
shoot
shoot
this
dog. I mean, he's basically saying, hey, you don't give me the money this way. We want to tax the bad guys, the rich billionaires. But if you don't do that, I'll tax the I mean, it's kind of remarkable to see him put it in such stark terms. And politically, I want to ask you this, because you might say, well, it's a New York story, whatever. New York's going to do what New York's going to do. But I think it has a little bit of national implications in that during the campaign that Mamdani was running, there was all of this talk about, well, this is the kind of thing that the Republicans and Donald Trump are going to love to have because it'll give them a foil, and you can sort of try to portray the Democrats as all these bunch of socialists. Well, now Mamdani's in office and he's implementing his policies, and it's something to see. What's your take? You're not buying it.
Being the mayor of a city is not very ideological. Right? It's an administrative job. And it's not about like Rudy Giuliani and this is obviously a different Rudy Giuliani. Mike Bloomberg was nobody's idea of like a visionary leader that will inspire the people of New York to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Michael Bloomberg was a very successful mayor of New York, and he was very successful and very uninspiring. No offense, Mr. Mayor, but no one was like, I just feel great about everything because I heard a speech from Michael Bloomberg. Administering a city is not very ideological. It's prudential, it's practical, and it's administrative. So Mamdani has backed off. The first thing were the housing subsidies. Nope, we're not going to be able to go ahead on the subsidies that we promised in the campaign. What are we going to do about the police? Well, Jessica Tisch is going to stay on, actually. So Mamdani has been trying to walk his own tightrope between the promises he made and practical administration. The threat that he's making here, help me tax the wealthiest, or I'll have no choice but to tax working class people on property taxes, is a real threat for the outer boroughs of New York, right? Manhattan, is Manhattan, but out in Staten Island, out in Queens, out in the faraway parts of the city, there are a lot of working class people who own their own homes, and that would be a crushing blow, for them. I think it's too soon to say. Does Zohran Mamdani want to be famous and popular, or does he want to be a successful mayor of New York? He shows signs of both. He shows signs that he's able to pivot and turn. And then I'll shut up by just saying, converting your political capital, and Zohran Mamdani had a lot of political capital. Converting your political capital into policy victories is very, very, very hard. And New Yorkers are a very unforgiving bunch when it comes to, just ask anybody who's ever been the quarterback for the Giants or the Jets, or the star pitcher for the Mets or the Yankees. What have you done for me lately? And so Mamdani is in a very difficult position, and he's trying to feel his way through it. And I don't know how much of it he'll be able to land. and I don't know how much goodwill he's going to have from voters.